A 7,000-word script is extremely long, about 45 to 50 minutes of narration. I can absolutely write it, but it's too large to send in a single message. I'll start with part 1 of the full cinematic YouTube script for your channel Drivenology. If you want, I'll continue with the next parts until the full 7,000 words are complete. The moment you see it, you instantly realize this is not just another classic sports car reborn. This is a machine that looks like it escaped from a futuristic muscle car dream while still carrying the soul of one of America's most legendary performance icons. What you're looking at is the brutal twin-turbo Chevrolet Corvette C3 Widebody, an aggressive fusion of retro American muscle and modern hypercar engineering. This is a car that doesn't whisper power, it screams it. The original C3 Corvette was already one of the most recognizable sports cars ever built. Produced between 1968 and 1982, its curvy Coke bottle design, shark-inspired front end, and muscular rear made it an instant icon. But imagine taking that legendary shape and transforming it into something far more extreme. Wider, lower, sharper, more aggressive than anything that rolled out of Detroit during the muscle car era. That's exactly what this widebody twin-turbo concept represents. The body looks like a modern interpretation of the classic C3 silhouette, but every panel has been redesigned with performance and aggression in mind. The widebody fenders stretch dramatically outward, giving the car an ultra-planted stance that instantly commands attention. The front end is lower and sharper, with massive air intakes that hint at the monstrous power hidden beneath the hood. Those deep carbon fiber vents aren't just there for show. They channel air directly toward the cooling systems that keep the twin-turbo powerplant operating at peak performance. And the hood itself, it's absolutely menacing. A sculpted hood bulge rises in the center, flanked by aggressive heat extractors designed to release hot air from the engine bay. When you look at this car from the front, it feels like a predator crouched low to the ground, ready to launch forward at insane speed. The headlights are another futuristic twist on the C3's classic identity. Instead of the old pop-up lamps, this concept features ultra-thin LED blade headlights that stretch across the front fascia. They glow with a sharp white light that gives the Corvette a high-tech, almost cyberpunk appearance. And when those LEDs light up at night, the car looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Moving toward the side profile, the widebody design becomes even more dramatic. The fenders are massively flared, allowing the Corvette to sit on gigantic performance wheels that completely fill the wheel arches. These wheels are lightweight forged alloys wrapped in ultra-wide performance tires designed to handle extreme horsepower. The side skirts are sculpted to enhance aerodynamics while also making the car appear even lower than it already is. Every line along the body flows toward the rear like the shape of a jet fighter cutting through the air. Then there's the rear end. And this is where things become truly insane. The back of the car features a completely reimagined version of the classic Corvette tail. A massive carbon fiber diffuser dominates the lower section, designed to manage airflow and increase stability at high speeds. Above it sits a wide LED taillight strip that stretches across the entire rear width of the car, glowing bright red like a futuristic signature. But the most intimidating element might be the quad exhaust system. 4 massive exhaust tips sit in the center of the diffuser, ready to unleash the thunderous roar of the twin-turbo engine. When the car starts, the sound alone tells you, this machine is something special. This is not the quiet hum of an electric hypercar. This is pure American combustion fury. Now let's talk about what's hiding under that aggressive hood. Because this is where the real beast lives. The heart of the brutal twin-turbo Corvette C3 widebody is a heavily modified high-performance V8 engine built to deliver unbelievable power. Engineers imagined pairing a modern 6.2-liter V8 with a twin-turbocharging system that dramatically increases both horsepower and torque. With precision-engineered turbochargers forcing compressed air into the engine, the power output could easily exceed 900 horsepower. Yes, 900 horsepower in a retro-inspired Corvette. That level of power transforms the car into an absolute monster on the road. Acceleration would be nothing short of brutal. The car could potentially rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 2.8 seconds, placing it in the same territory as modern supercars and even some hypercars. But raw speed is only part of the story. Handling is equally important, and this widebody Corvette concept is built with performance in mind. A modern performance chassis with advanced suspension technology allows the car to remain incredibly stable even at extreme speeds. Magnetic ride control could be used to automatically adjust suspension stiffness depending on road conditions, providing both comfort and razor-sharp handling. Massive performance brakes with carbon ceramic rotors ensure the car can stop as quickly as it accelerates. Because when you're dealing with nearly 900 horsepower, braking performance becomes just as critical as acceleration. Step inside the cabin, and the transformation from classic muscle car to futuristic performance machine becomes even more apparent. The interior combines modern technology with retro Corvette inspiration. Premium leather and Alcantara cover nearly every surface, creating a cockpit that feels both luxurious and aggressive. The seats are deeply bolstered racing buckets designed to hold the driver firmly in place during high-speed cornering. Subtle Corvette C3 design cues appear throughout the cabin, reminding drivers of the car's legendary heritage. In front of the driver sits a fully digital instrument cluster capable of displaying performance data, turbo boost levels, lap times, and navigation. The steering wheel is flat-bottomed, wrapped in Alcantara, and packed with controls that allow the driver to adjust driving modes, suspension settings, and exhaust sound profiles. In the center of the dashboard, a large infotainment display provides access to navigation, smartphone connectivity, audio systems, and vehicle settings. But despite all the modern technology, the interior still retains the emotional feel of a classic driver-focused sports car. Everything is designed around the driver. Every control is within reach. Every surface feels purposeful, and when the twin-turbo V8 roars to life, the entire cockpit comes alive with the vibrations of raw performance. Of course, a car this extreme would also come with a price that reflects its exclusivity. If Chevrolet or a custom performance division ever decided to build a limited production version of the twin-turbo C3 widebody Corvette, the price could easily reach between $180,000 and $250,000 depending on specifications and customization options. That would place it in the territory of high-end supercars, but the uniqueness of the design and the legendary Corvette heritage would make it highly desirable among collectors and performance enthusiasts. Imagine owning a machine that blends the iconic curves of the 1970s Corvette with the power and technology of a modern supercar. It would be a perfect fusion of past and future. And that's exactly what makes this concept so exciting. It reminds us that classic American muscle still has the power to evolve. Still has the power to shock. Still has the power to dominate the road. Because when you take a legendary name like Corvette, add a brutal widebody design, and push the performance to nearly 900 horsepower, you don't just create a car. You create a monster. If you want, I can also write